Okay guys, here we are with the ESM 89-inch Spitfire. It's made for a 50cc size motor. Like I said, it's an ESM model. It's offered by VQ Warbirds. We're getting ready to start working on a cockpit installation for this plane. I want to show you, I didn't show you on the Corsair, but it comes with a flat deck. I'm going to mark it off where we're going to start doing the cutting. I'm going to make my cuts. I'm going to come back and show you where we're going to open this thing up. If you calculate it out, it comes out to right at 5th scale. There's not a lot of I guess there are a lot of pilots out there in 5th scale, but a lot of guys are liking the 6th scale pilots. So I'm going to open this thing up and see what size we can get in there. I have both a 5th scale and a 6th scale pilot. See which one will look better in the cockpit itself, and then we'll move along from there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and measure it off, get this thing cut open, and I did want to show you that there is plenty of room in there for a cockpit. No obstructions here. You will have to end up, if you put the cockpit in, moving the all the housings for the pull cables. They'll have to come down and move the servos down a little bit, but that's pretty easy. You just have to make some standoffs for the servos, and that's really easy on these things. Anyway, it is nice and open. Like I said, I'm going to get this thing opened up, and when I'll be back, I'll have it cut, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we are back with the cockpit opened up. You can see that the blue tape represents a 1/4 inch, and what I've done is from where the fuselage edge is, I put a strip of 1/4 inch tape, and I keep it going straight forward, and that's what I've done to blend into this the rounded part that's open on the cockpit. I just continued straight forward, and wherever it ended, I drew a line, and I removed the fiberglass deck there. I cleaned this off, and I'm going to make sure I clean it to where this is totally flush. I just followed the contour around of the lip here to open that up, and that was pretty simple. All right, once you've opened it up, I've already got the cockpit deck made. Back up this one. These are a lot bigger. I ended up going with the 6th scale pilot. That fits the best. VQ Warbirds has one of the, it's a British pilot, I guess it's one of the desert scheme, or desert era pilots. Anyway, he had some of those in stock, so I got one of those. It fits in the cockpit, it looks good. I think a 5th would be just way too big to get, you'd have to have a hard time dealing with your servos. Anyway, once you get the cockpit as all one piece, this is it, just as you receive it, except for it's flat. And all I've done is I've crimped along the back here like I do on all the cockpits. I want to show you real quick. There is a 1/4 inch shelf here. What I'm going to do is I've come in here and show you where to cut this. This is back to front. What you're going to do is come in here, and you can see where I've got the red lines. And we're going to cut this away, and just going to leave barely any, maybe a 1/16 of an inch of that the overhang around the back, and up at the top you'll blend into 0, so it'll stick into the cockpit. All right, you need to do that all the way around. All right, now on the top, I always cut it a 1/4 inch wide is the width of your shelf there. So you want to end up with a 1/4 inch, but I always cut a little bit wider until I've got it all seated and make sure that it's going to fit well. But anyway, you do have to come all the way up and make a mark from the back, 5 inches forward, and we're going to cut this totally away. We're going to come all the way up, cut it away, and we're going to remove all this, and just up to that where it transitions downward. Anyway, we're going to do that on both sides. From the back, 5 inches forward, we're going to leave this and just cut this away. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get this cut out, and then I'll show you. It's really easy to install. I'll show you how to put it in. Okay, I'm back. I got it all cut out. Like you see, I've come up here and went from where it's a 1/4 inch thick. I transitioned and slowly transitioned down to 0, where there's nothing on the back towards the top because it's going to fit up against the fuselage side itself. Anyway, I left about a 3/8 inch all the way around until up here at the top where I showed you marked 5 inches, and I got rid of it. Up here at the front, same way. It starts out and then it blends into 0. All right, this is very easy to install. All you do is, once it's folded, you just take it and pinch it together like this. Let's make sure you can see where I'm going. I'll come up through the bottom and just pinch it with my hands and bring it up into place. And now it's in place, and you'll leave it there, and what I generally do is take, I don't have my good tape here, but I'll take some tape and just tape it to the fuselage side until I make sure everything is fitting appropriately. The cockpit dash, I've got it, you can see it's got some contours here that will fit inside inside the cockpit itself. I'm going to pull it back out and show you real quick. The thing about this cockpit is a little bit longer than the scale cockpit, which is fine. The dash is kind of a little bit further forward because it did go up under this lip here. So anyway, you can see where I've come across with stringer up all the way to the front, and I made it a little bit short. But this fuselage, this dash will come in there, and it will sit just right up against it. All right, and the lip of this will come right under the front end here. All right, but once you get this installed inside, you just slide the dash in and lock it in place until you just to test fit everything until you get it all painted. And then I've got plenty of area here for you to glue it into the front, or down the sides here. Also, like I've shown in the past, you do need to trace this on some 1/16 or 3/32 balsa. I would glue that inside to make it rigid. You don't want it over time heat or anything getting to it and making it flex. So you do want to make that rigid. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this all painted, and then we'll go back and install it. I'll show you where all the, I got several resin pieces that go in here. I'll show you where those go, and we'll continue with the installation. Okay, here we are with the cockpit all painted. You can see I've got several resin pieces. You got the throttle body here. There will be the pins included, and also the handle here is made out of a 3/16 inch dowel with a also using a toothpick as the handle for, or the riser for it. Anyway, there's a elevator trim tab here, the briefcase. There's a small control panel here. There's a look like a crowbar from what pictures I can see that was on the door itself. Okay, the other side, this is there. You'll see that the this is a piece of part molded into the side, and then you have another piece on here, and it will have, you can drill a hole and put a handle in there just like the other. This piece here is molded in. You just have to paint it. It was a selector for the gun cameras, and then another control panel. Anyway, it's all painted up. Something I did with this one to try it out, this is all painted in latex paints. It was primed with a plastic coat primer and then set up, and this is painted with a latex color. So it does work pretty well inside the cockpit itself.